First thing we're going to go over, if you come into our wellness center, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on daylight time. We are also open extended hours if we have classes. When people come in, they sign our intake packet. Looks something like this. The first page is our screening form, so basic information, health history information. Also included with this packet is our pre-diabetes risk tests for any community outreach events. Participants also sign this as well. We also have our PAR-Q, our physical activity readiness questionnaire. This one is additional health history questions. If we get any information that requires a medical clearance, that is where this next form comes into play. So you would take this to your primary care physician. If there's any limitations, they would sign this and you would bring it back to us. That'll go with your packet. Next is our policy and procedures. You would read through all of this. Each of our wellness centers has one of these. You're agreeing to follow all these rules, and then you would sign this form here that you received a copy and that you will follow all rules listed in there. And this last one is for all participants, regardless if you do personal training or if you're working out on your own. This is our screening form. We get a measure of your height, your weight, your body fat percentage, waist, hips. We do optional on the waist here in Delcon just because some people aren't comfortable with a waist measurement. So another important part is the bottom half here is your goals. So we try to get your goal of, if you have an educational goal, what you want to learn from our program, if you want to learn some specific information about diabetes, nutrition. And we also have a physical activity goal. If you're doing personal training, a lot of people will just put something specific that they want to work towards. So that's the entire packet that you would sign with our wellness center. These packets are good for the entire year. So every January we start passing out new packets to participants just to get an update on their current state of health. If they've had any injuries or surgeries within the previous year, we put that in here so it's on file. All right, next we're going to go over our personal training side if you choose to participate in personal training. Here in Delcon, I do the personal training, as even though I'm a program supervisor, I was a fitness specialist previously, so I still do that for all participants right now as of about maybe 11 people. So people who do wish to participate in personal training, once they do our packet, okay, we go into some additional testing. So this is some of the information that I gather for their fitness assessment. On this sheet, I get a measure of, again, their weight, their height, body mass index, body fat percentage, waist and hips. We do a measurement of each bicep, so midpoint of their bicep here with a tape measure. We do their quadriceps, so their thigh. I get a measure of that as well. We do flexibility, see how flexible they are. And for the actual fitness part of the assessment, we do a cardiovascular endurance test, which is just a mile run on the treadmill. I get a measure of how long it took them, as well as a measure of their heart rate. For the muscular portion, we do 3 tests. We do a body squat test for however many they can do consecutively. For their core, we do one of 3 things. We do a sit-up, a crunch, or a plank, whatever they're most comfortable doing. For push-ups, we do modify those as well, if they do need to do them on their knees, and if absolutely necessary against the wall for some seniors. And for each part of this assessment, we do this on a monthly basis just to track how they're progressing. If there's, maybe they had an injury, see how that injury stabilizes throughout each assessment, or if there's some improvement, obviously we want to see that. If they get a faster mile, they get better on their muscular endurance portion. If they're losing inches around their waist, that's how we track their overall progress. And for participants who also do personal training, I don't do this every single time, but I do track their workouts. So even days that I'm not here, once they've done a few workouts, then they go by this sheet here. So whatever they do on a Monday, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, it's all written out. And for participants who do personal training, I do track every workout that they do. Just so for, like, if they forget what they did Monday on a Friday, they can look back and see what they did, their weights all listed, what they lifted, and that goes in their folder as well. Be active, be healthy, and prevent diabetes.